Before anything starts, I want to say something important in a simple and natural way. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not professional pest control, construction, or technical advice. Every home is different, every termite problem is different, and results can vary depending on moisture, wall condition, wood type, climate, and infestation level. If you ever decide to try anything mentioned in this video, do your own research first and use proper caution. Serious infestations may require professional inspection. The information discussed here comes from commonly shared experiences, historical practices, and publicly available information. Nothing in this video guarantees permanent results. Now, let's begin. What if I told you a simple powder that costs less than a cup of tea might help reduce termite activity hiding deep inside your walls, furniture, wooden doors, and storage spaces? No drilling into walls, no heavy machines, no expensive chemical treatments at the start, no immediate need for professional intervention in early prevention cases. Just a simple method that people have been talking about for years, quietly shared in households, forums, and old home care traditions. At first, it sounds unbelievable, even a bit suspicious. Because when most people hear the word termites, they don't think of simple solutions. They think of destruction, broken furniture that suddenly feels hollow, wooden doors that start weakening from the inside, walls that look normal but are slowly being eaten away, repair bills that can go from small to overwhelming very quickly, and the worst part? Most of this damage happens silently. Termites don't announce themselves, they don't make noise like rats, they don't suddenly appear like flies. Instead, they work quietly, slowly, and often completely hidden for months or even years. A person can live in a house, walk past the same wall every day, sit beside the same cabinet, and never realize what is happening inside it. That's what makes termites so frustrating. And honestly, a little scary. Because by the time visible signs appear, the damage inside may already be much deeper than expected. Small holes, light hollow sounds in wood, tiny dust-like particles near furniture, paint bubbling slightly without reason, doors suddenly becoming tight or misaligned. Most people ignore these signs at first. Life is busy. There is always something more urgent. But termites take advantage of that delay. And that's why people start searching for solutions everywhere. Some go for expensive chemical treatments, some replace entire furniture pieces, some call professionals immediately, and some start looking for older, simpler methods that were used long before modern pest control systems existed. That's where this strange powder method idea starts appearing in conversations. Now let's be honest for a moment. The internet loves exaggeration. You'll see claims like instant termite removal, miracle powder, or a one-trick professionals don't want you to know. Real life doesn't work like that. But there is still an interesting reason why these discussions keep coming back again and again. Because beneath the hype, there's a real environmental principle involved. And that principle is something most people completely underestimate. Moisture, hidden dampness behind walls, slow leaks under sinks, condensation inside poorly ventilated corners, water trapped in wooden structures without airflow. This creates the perfect environment for termites. To termites, damp wood is not a problem. It's an opportunity, it's food, it's shelter, it's survival. And that's why many traditional approaches to termite prevention don't focus only on killing insects, but instead focus on changing the environment itself. Because if you remove the conditions they love, their activity often reduces naturally over time. This idea is not new at all. Long before modern pest control existed, people already noticed patterns. In older homes, especially in humid regions, families used simple materials like ash, lime-based powders, and dry mineral substances around storage areas and wooden structures. Not because they believed in magic, but because they observed something important. Dry environments usually caused fewer long-term wood problems than damp environments. Over time, these simple practices were passed down quietly from generation to generation. Some disappeared, and some reappeared online today as forgotten tricks. Now here's something important most people don't realize. Expensive does not always mean more effective for every situation. Professional termite control services are designed for serious infestations. They deal with structural damage, hidden colonies, advanced treatment methods, and long-term prevention systems. That involves training, equipment, chemicals, inspections, and follow-ups. So naturally it becomes costly. And to be fair, in serious cases, professional help is absolutely necessary. But not every home starts at that extreme level. Some people catch early signs. Some notice small moisture issues. Some see light activity before it spreads. And in those early stages, prevention and environmental control become very important. That's where simple methods often enter the conversation, not as guaranteed cures, but as part of a larger prevention mindset. And this is the part most viral videos completely ignore. They focus on shortcuts. But reality is more balanced. Prevention is not a single trick. It's a system. And that system starts with awareness, understanding why termites appear in the first place. Termites are attracted to cellulose materials like wood, paper, and cardboard. But they don't randomly attack everything. They look for specific conditions, moisture, darkness, protection, food sources. That's why certain areas in a house are more vulnerable than others. Behind cabinets, under sinks, near leaking pipes, inside old wooden furniture, in poorly ventilated corners. And once they settle, they can stay hidden for a long time. Now here's something even more interesting. Many homeowners focus only on removing the insects after they appear, but they ignore the conditions that cause them to appear in the first place. It's like cleaning water from the floor without fixing the leaking pipe. The problem keeps returning. That's why moisture control is so important in construction and home maintenance. Good airflow reduces dampness. Dry environments reduce wood stress, and stable conditions reduce long-term pest attraction. Now let's imagine two different homes. In the first home, the owner ignores small signs for years. Slight dampness is ignored. Minor wood changes are ignored. Ventilation issues are ignored. In the second home, the owner pays attention early, fixes small leaks, improves airflow, keeps storage areas dry, monitors wooden structures regularly. Over time, which home do you think is more likely to face serious termite damage? That's the real lesson here. Not a powder, not a shortcut, but awareness and early action. Now about the powder discussion itself. Many online conversations talk about absorbent or mineral-based materials used around damp areas. People apply small amounts near cracks, corners, or wooden edges where moisture or activity is suspected. The idea is not to kill everything instantly. The idea is to make the environment less favorable. But again, results vary widely. Some people notice reduced activity, some notice drier surroundings, some see no major change because deeper moisture issues remain unresolved inside walls. And all of these outcomes are realistic because every house is different. Climate matters, construction quality matters, humidity levels matter, and infestation size matters. That's why no honest explanation can guarantee identical results for everyone. Now let's talk about something most people overlook. The psychology behind these viral, simple solution videos. Humans naturally want control over hidden problems. And termites represent exactly that fear. Something invisible, silent, and destructive inside your home. So when people hear about a cheap or simple solution, it creates hope. But hope can easily turn into unrealistic expectations. That's why balanced information is important. Because real prevention is never about one trick. Repairing leaks quickly, improving airflow, monitoring wooden structures, staying aware of early warning signs. Even simple attention can sometimes prevent expensive damage later. Now let's look at how termites actually behave in nature. They are not evil insects. They are decomposers. In natural environments, they break down dead wood and organic material. The problem starts when human structures accidentally create ideal living conditions for them. Warmth, moisture, shelter, food. That's why homes become targets. So in reality, termite prevention is not just pest control, it's environmental management. Now let's summarize the practical approach people often discuss. First, inspect your home carefully. Look for hollow wood, mud-like trails, moisture spots, and unusual dust. Second, identify moisture sources, leaks, condensation, poor airflow, and damp storage areas. Third, improve ventilation and reduce dampness wherever possible. Fourth, some people use light mineral-based or absorbent materials in vulnerable areas as part of broader prevention. Fifth, continue monitoring over time. And finally, if damage seems serious or widespread, professional inspection is the safest option. Now here's the most important part of this entire discussion. It's not about believing in shortcuts. It's about understanding early warning systems. Because most household problems don't start big. They start small. A tiny leak, a little dampness, a small ignored crack, a slightly changed smell in wood. And over time, these small signals turn into expensive repairs. That's why awareness matters more than anything else. And if there's one final takeaway from this entire story, it's this. Termite prevention is not about fighting insects. It's about managing the environment they depend on. Drier spaces, better airflow, less hidden moisture, regular inspection. These simple things often make the biggest long-term difference. And before we end, one final reminder. This content is for educational purposes only. It is not guaranteed pest control advice, and it should not replace professional inspection in serious cases. Always prioritize safety, research properly, and seek expert help when needed. Because sometimes the biggest damage doesn't come from what we see. It comes from what we ignore.